I went months without progressing when I first started going to the gym. For my first first 1.5 years of going to the gym, I made very little progress. Like I built muscle somehow because of bulking and everything. And I also gained strength, but it was very slow. I probably should have gained a lot more. I should have probably been an intermediate by now if I had known what I know now. But I didn't really know how to progress in the gym. I didn't really know how to add reps and weights, how to progressively overload. Like I always heard this concept progressive overload, but I never really fully grasped the meaning of that word and how to actually apply it to my own training. And it always seems so difficult. And she just understood, and somehow it just clicked at some point, especially when I started going to the gym. Because I used to train at home. Once I started going to the gym, it really just clicked. And I've been making insane progress when it comes to strength. I've been gaining strength like I don't even realize how much, like it's just crazy. I've been just adding reps every session, adding weights every session, like it's been crazy. It's been really fun. So in this video, I just want to quickly like go over things that help me with this. First thing, just track your workouts. I have multiple documents for each of my weekly workouts on my phone that I just track. Each time I just put in the amount of weights and the amount of reps that I did. So that's very important. I used to neglect this and I used to say, okay, I'm just gonna go to failure. No. Track your workouts. Just don't just go to failure. Track your workouts so that next session you can see what you did last session. You can actually try to do better. Instead of just guessing that you're gonna go to failure, guessing that you're gonna do one more, not being really sure. Or did I do like 10 reps or 11 reps? No. Track your workouts, like write it down. It's extremely important. Like I used to neglect this, but when I started doing this, it made a big change for me. It made a big change. So track your workouts, write down the weights and reps that you use on every single set, and just come back next week so that you can see it, and then you can change it and improve on the differences that you did in the different reps. Second thing is just try going to failure on every set for a few weeks. Many people think they're going to failure, but they're not. Including myself for a long time. Like I thought I was going to failure. I thought I was training hard. I wasn't. Like what we estimate to be failure often isn't. Often some mind that fails before our body, but we assume that it was our body failing. So you need to actually teach yourself how to go to failure for a few weeks. So what I did for a long time ago is I did one set per exercise. Just one set. And I went with the mindset that, yeah, I'd only have this one set. I'll make the most of it. And I went with the mindset that I'm not letting the weight go until my muscle can pick it up anymore. So I really trained my ability to actually push through the pain, push through the resistance and discomfort, and actually taught myself how to actually go past and beyond failure, And it was very painful, but it taught me how to go to failure. And now I added just one set per exercise. Now I just do 2 sets per exercise, but I do a lot of exercise and I take them, most of my sets failure now. I only do 2 sets per exercise now. But doing that with just 1 set per exercise really taught me how to really train hard because I knew I'd only have 1 set. Let's make the most of it. Let's actually push through my limits because I can't waste a set. Because often when you have like 5 sets, 3 sets, you don't really practice your ability to go to failure. See it as a skill that you can practice, that you can work on, that you can improve in. It's really important to see it like that because it is a skill, and people just assume that they will just somehow be able to do it without practicing the skill. That they can just wake up one day and go to failure easily without struggling. But it can be very hard. Like also, it varies sometimes. On some exercises, it's actually easier to go to failure than on others. Some exercise is gonna be really like a sick grind, like a crazy grind to go to failure. And on some, it will be like the last rep will be pretty like relaxed. Like for example, hamstring curls, like lying leg curls. Sorry, when you lie on leg curls, go like the last rep you can do. It's not actually such a crazy grind. Like, of course, your muscle like really burn. Like your hamstrings is a muscle that I really feel a lot. So your hamstrings burn like crazy. But it's not like the last rep is such a crazy grind that takes like 5 seconds. Most of the time, it's like slow, but it's not like crazy slow. But there are some exercises where you do last rep is extremely slow, like barbell bicep curls. Barbell curls, like the last rep is always a grind for me, like a really slow grind. So it really depends on which exercise you're doing. Some body parts, it's gonna be easier to failure than others. Somebody but are just gonna burn and hurt so much. But just understand at some point we start actually loving that pain. It's like it sounds weird, but you start really enjoying your workouts more thanks to that pain. Like when the workouts when I don't really train hard, are not really fun. I don't really look back at them with like this excitement, with this pride. But the workouts where I really have to push myself, where it's really hard but really painful, are the workouts that I find the most fun now. Somehow, I now find them the most fun because there's so much resistance and adventure and pain and resilience that I have to put into those workouts, and that's why I really enjoy them. And then when you're really excited to actually understand what true failure is and what one rep in reserve is and what two reps in reserve are truly are, like not what they assume they are, but what they truly are. When you really start to grasp this concept, now you can add back some sets in, and now you can really focus on understand the concept of progressive overload. Progressive overload is basically just adding, like I would just simplify it. It's not exactly like this, but just adding reps or weights. Adding reps or weights in comparison to the last session. You just need to do that. So that's why you need to track your workouts. So if, for example, last session, you did like 5 reps with 70 kg on bench press. Next session, your goal should be to like do 6 reps. Or maybe not, like I don't understand why you would add weight if you only did 5 reps. But you need to either add weights or reps or weights. And basically what you should do to know if you should add weights or reps is just have a rep range. Like there's the thing called double progression. So you just have, for example, rep range that's between 6 and 10 reps, for example. So when you're on 6 reps, you just add reps until you reach 10. When you reach 10 reps, then you add weights. You add like 2.5 kg or maybe 5 kgs on that exercise to go back down to 6 reps, and then you repeat that cycle to add weights, add reps, add reps, and then when you reach 10, you add weight, like 2.5 kg or 5 kgs. That's basically what you do. So my rep range is always between like 6 and 8 or 5 and 8. On most exercises, on some exercises I go higher. Like on tricep, like dumbbell tricep extension, I do higher reps. I do like 10 to 15. But on most exercises, I actually just do like 6 to 10 reps. So when I'm on, I start my rep range starts at 6. So maybe on the first session that I jumped weight in, I'll do like 6 reps, and then next session I will do 7, and then the next session I will do 8, and next session I will do 9, and then next session I will do 10, and then next session I will just add 5 kg or maybe 2.5 kg. That's basically how we do it. That's basically how double progression works. And our rep range can be anywhere. It can be 10 to 15, it can be 8 to 12, it can be like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just has to be like, most scientific studies say if you really want to maximize muscle and hypertrophy, it should be between 5 and 30. But it really depends on you. So you can just experiment to find what rep range suits you best. You can just experiment there. And yeah, it's really about experimentation. I just forgot what I want to say. What the fuck? I wanted to say something, but I just forgot. Damn. It just like disappeared off my brain. I was talking, then just forgot. But yeah, the last point, just focus on your form. I've been really dialed in with my form, and I'm really proud of that. Like I've been using supreme form on every exercise. Control the eccentric, control the reps that you do. Like really focus on using a full range of motion. Especially if you're more focused on bodybuilding than strength training. If you're also more focused on strength training, then yeah, you can go faster. But if you're focused on bodybuilding, and even if you focus on strength training, control your reps at least. Like you can go fast on the concentric, but always control the eccentric of the movement. The eccentric is basically just the stretching part of the movement. So pull-ups is the way down. You can go fast on the way up, but control the way down at least. And it depends, like really depends on your preference when it comes to how much you should control the way down. But at least go slower on the eccentric, always go slower on the eccentric than you go on the concentric. So on the lengthening part of the movement, always go slower than you did on the shortening part of the movement. So on push-ups, on the way down you go slow, and then on the way up you can go faster. On pull-ups, you can go fast on the way up and then slow it down the way down. Especially exercises like bicep curls. That's an exercise where, like, especially barbell bicep curls, you should really control the eccentric. When it comes to bicep curl, I don't care what your preference is. If you're more like bodybuilding or like straight powerlifting, control that eccentric. Like, really go slow on the eccentric. You can go fast on the way up, but then control the way down when it comes to bicep curls. It will really make sure that you not just on bicep curls, but just on the different exercises that you do, it will really make sure that you're actually gaining in strength. Because you could just cheat your weight to adding one more rep to an exercise. You could literally just cheat your weight. Like, you do well on the first few reps, and then you notice you can't really add, like, do one more rep. So you totally cheat the last rep. That's not like a gaining strength. The muscle didn't get stronger. You just cheated your way to adding a rep to an exercise, and that's not what you want. You want your muscle to just adapt. You want that adaptation from last session. That's really important. And of course, there are gonna be days when you won't be able to progressively overload, where you're gonna fail, and you're gonna don't be frustrated at that. Some days when you're on one exercise, you're not gonna be able to progressively overload in comparison to last session. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just maybe meant that you didn't sleep well or something. That, like, just different things could have happened for you to be able to add one rep. And it also could just show, like, if it's consistent, if even after using all these different methods, you're still not really able to progressively overload consistently, it may mean that something in your, like, something outside of your training it's not really dialed in. Like, for example, your sleep is maybe, like, you're maybe slacking on your sleep, or you're not eating enough calories. It could be like, right now I'm not really bulking. I'm gonna be totally honest, I'm not bulking right now, and I'm gaining strength like crazy. That's probably because of I'm still in the newbie gains phase. I'm not really an intermediate yet. I thought I was an intermediate, but I'm not an intermediate yet. I'm still pretty much a newbie. So especially if you're a beginner, progressively overload will be, like, super easy to do. It's more as you get, like, more advanced, your progress will slow down, and you won't be able to really progress session to session. It will be maybe more like week to week or month to month as you really become stronger, and you need to do more things to actually progress. That's when bulking might become, like, a must to actually grow, when you actually become really strong, really advanced. So yeah, so that I'd say, don't worry if it's comfort, chase it.